Lights open on a podium in the middle of an empty stage. Sound effect, murmuring crowd. Executive, a middle-aged actor dressed in casual business attire over a t-shirt featuring a Disney cartoon character, enters from stage left, smiling and waving at the crowd of conventioneers. Sound effect, cheering and applause. Executive makes their way to the podium and stands behind it.
Hi, kids!
Gives the audience a chance to respond with, "Hi, Mickey."
Oh, come on, you can do better than that. Hi, kids!
Hi, Mickey.
I wish, right? But seriously, I hope you're all enjoying this year's D23. Is everybody having fun? Yeah! That's great. Anyway, straight to business. The Disney Board of Directors has entrusted me with presenting our plans for that beloved franchise that has meant so much to us. Some of us going back decades. Those wondrous tales from a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Star Wars. Goodness knows it means a lot to me. First movie my parents ever took me to see, back when I was just 2 years old. They tell me I cried when I had to say goodbye to Chewbacca. Still my favorite character. Anyway, to start at the beginning, I would like to call your attention to the screen where you will see...
Executive picks up a clicker and clicks it. Long, dramatic pause.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And that is because that is exactly what we plan to do with Star Wars from now on. Not a goddamned thing. And the reason for that is we have finally fucking had it with your constant pissing, whining, bitching, and moaning. Seriously. Every single time we so much as announce a new Star Wars property, the first thing you do before it's even released is plant your blubber-ridden asses down in front of a computer screen and start shoveling light side, dark side Oreos into your face with one hand while using your other to type away with your sweaty, meaty little fingers, which, by the way, will never so much as touch a member of the opposite sex. Because, unlike your Sailor Jupiter Dakimakuras, they wisely fear that if they get close enough for you to grab, you'll eat them. And not in the good way. About how it's the worst thing that's ever happened to Star Wars. Oh, won't somebody please save Star Wars? You begged us. And you begged us to give you Darth Plagueis. Well, not only did we give you Darth Plagueis, out of sheer generosity, we threw in a Sith ninja as his apprentice. Or should I say, acolyte? And you bunch of unshaven shut-ins couldn't get past the fact that she was a girl. Seriously, did your development stop at 3rd grade when you were still afraid of cooties? Oh, what? You're gonna start quoting South Park at me now?
Cartman impression.
Pay a ticket and make it a gay name. Congratulations! You've just had your sentiments echoed by an obese, bigoted sociopath whose own creators have referred to as a fucking moron! Bet you feel seen, huh? My God, you don't even know when you're being made fun of. Are you that self-unaware, or are you just plain stupid? My money's on both. Huh? Be careful what you wish for, fanboy. You want someone to save Star Wars? Fine. We'll save Star Wars. We'll save it from you. And we're doing that by making it all go away. Everything. All of it. Every little bit across the board will now cease to be. That's right. We're gonna give the whole shebang the Song of the South treatment. No more movies. No more sequels. No more prequels. And you can bet your ass no more originals. Oh, you think you can just watch them on Disney Plus? Who do you think runs the programming on Disney Plus, genius? And no more series. No more Mandalorian. No more Book of Boba Fett. No more Andor. No more Skeleton Crew, which, as you so eloquently put it, was just Goonies in space. And definitely no more Ashoka. Oh, you were so looking forward to Grand Admiral Thrawn coming back with his zombie troopers, weren't you? Well, too bad. Gone. And no more Galaxy's Edge either. No more Smuggler's Run. No more Rise of Resistance. No more Build Your Own Lightsaber. No more Ronto Wraps. And no more Blue Milk. Seriously, you people fell for that? For Christ's sake, it's just cold horchata with food coloring. A freaking preschooler can make it by the crate load. Oh, and just in case you're curious, we're going to take the area that used to be Galaxy's Edge and turn it into Ariel's Undersea Kingdom.
Sound effect, phone, instant message notification. Executive checks phone.
Check that. We're turning it into Black Ariel's Black Undersea Black Kingdom just off the coast of Wakanda. Because fuck your lily white racist ass, that's why!
Puts phone away.
And no more merchandise either. No more toys. No more games. No more t-shirts. No more backpacks. No more towels. Not that any of you ever bathe. No more Lego sets. And no more of those stupid little goddamn car window decals that depict family members that only exist in your grandest of delusions. And finally, no more. No more. No more Mark Hamill. Oh, we've got ways. All of it. Gone. And it's never coming back. Oh, please, no. We'll stop. We'll change. You can't do this to us. Too little, too late, and we damned well can because we, period, own, period, Star Wars, period. Welcome to late stage capitalism, kids. In closing, we at Disney recognize that there are, in fact, two factions that make up the Star Wars fandom. To the first faction, we say, it's been fun, hasn't it? But in the words of the poet, all good things must come to an end. And if the sun comes up tomorrow, we have every bit of confidence in you that you'll find something that will mean as much to you and play as an important role in your life as Star Wars did. Might I suggest Bluey? Well, whatever it is, and whether it comes from us or not, we hope you enjoy it. And we hope with every atom of our heart that you enjoy the memories we made together. And as always, may the Force be with you. And to the other faction, we say, now that we've taken away your opportunity to engage in the one activity that served as the center of that empty, hollow void, which serves as your insignificant universe. Well, okay, there is one other activity, but I don't want to get too graphic. We sincerely hope that you'll take this opportunity to do to yourself that which you did, not we, to the very thing you profess to love, even as you heaped rancid, fetid piles of hate upon it, like a bantha that's been ODing on prebiotics. Remember, it's down the road, not across the street.
Executive begins to exit stage left, but halfway a thought occurs to him and he returns to the podium and resumes speaking.
Oh, yes. And one more thing. Don't even think about making any fan films or we will sue your fucking ass off. Remember Ron DeSantis? Try us.
Executive exits stage left.
That's the end.
Fade in. Exterior, woods, day. A cold day in nature. An SUV parks. Hands pull out hunting vests, hats, water bottles, rifles, and a bow and arrow. We meet the hunters outside the vehicle as they prepare for the day. Hammer, 40s, thick and gruff, alpha male, and the leader. Ooh. Trey, 30s, short, over-aggressive. Right there. Oh. Bircham, 60s, grizzled. Oh, yeah.
Damn, Birch.
Garland, 20s, innocent, rail thin. Stormy, 30s, focused, the only female of the group. Trey, Bircham, Garland, and Stormy stand in front of the SUV lined up in a horizontal row. They all have rifles except for Stormy, who has a bow and arrow. Hot. Hammer stands looking at his troops, addresses them like a general.
Men!
Stormy is here too, so maybe people...
I'm more of a man than you'll ever be, Garland.
Prove it.
How do you want me to do that?
Well, that's easy. Get more kills than him today.
Wolf.
I'll get more kills than all of you. Combined.
Well, that's the attitude. With winter coming, we need all the meat that we can get. One of the first snowfall hits, it's going to be hard to leave the compound.
I remember the winter of 98.
Oh.
Lots of snow. Only a little meat. It was terrible. We ate Carl that winter.
The entire group.
Rest in peace, Carl.
He was a good guy.
That's a good guy.
And delicious.
If I was around back then, there would have been no need to eat Carl.
You were
because
around.
I would have gotten so many kills.
You were around, dumbass. Shitting your diapers.
Like you're doing now, old man.
Enough! We can't let that happen. Otherwise, we'll end up eating Garland this winter.
Me? Why not you? You're like way fatter.
Yeah, but I'm better at a party. And if we were trapped in the compound for months, people will need entertainment.
Well, okay, fair. I love when you do impressions. Do Christopher Walken.
Get your head in the game. We've got a mission to accomplish. What's our mission?
Get that meat! That meat!
Hammer walks down the line, addressing each person individually.
Trey, what are you going to do today?
Get that meat.
And why?
Because I'm a dog.
Trey barks like a dog with a low bellow.
Oh, 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 oh!
Right. Bircham, What are you going to do today?
God gave me these hands and this gun, and God saith to me, getteth the meateth.
Whoa, I don't think you got that right.
You don't know how God talks to me.
And why are you getting that meateth?
Because I am a dog.
Bertram barks loudly in a low tone like a dog.
Garland, today's the day you become a man.
Hey, I have had sex before. It's not my fault that you got that good.
I knew it was a bad idea when it happened.
I'm the only woman at the compound.
Barely.
What do you think would happen?
Garland, today on the anniversary of your birth, you can ascend to the next level of your life. What are you going to do?
I got 4 words for you. MEAT.
And why?
Because it's my birthday.
No, man, come on. Come on.
Oh, right. Because I'm a dog.
Garland barks in a low tone.
And that brings me to you, Stormy.
Shut the fuck up, Hammer. I don't need a pep talk. I'm locked in because I'm a dog.
Stormy barks up a storm.
What? Let me in
We move from one to the other as they each bark in their own barks and all that. Then, flop! A wild dog out of nowhere lunges at Trey, bites his throat. The dog hangs from Trey's bloody neck. The others continue barking, not noticing their friend is bleeding out. Except for Bertram. He looks over at Trey.
What the?
The dog jumps from Trey's throat to Bertram's torso. It barrels its mouth into Bertram's chest. Finally, the others catch on as they see Trey and Bertram lying on the ground, blood splurting everywhere.
Stop! Everybody stop!
What the fuck was that?
Well, I think it got angry at our barking, maybe.
There's an enemy in our midst.
Whatever it was, I'm pretty sure it just ate Bertram's heart out of his chest.
Weapons up. The war has begun.
Hammer, Stormy, and Garland stand with their backs to the SUV. Hammer and Garland point their rifles towards the endless forest. Stormy does the same with her bow and arrow. I think I see it. Stormy pulls back her bow. As she releases, the dog jumps onto the bow, changing its direction. The arrow flies fast, piercing Garland in the neck. Garland, stunned, falls forward, his neck on top of his rifle. As he lands, blast! Garland accidentally shoots his head off.
Fucking eye!
You just killed Gabriel on his birthday!
Oh, that wasn't my fault!
And he complained that he had a bad birthday this year.
Stormy puts another bow in her arrow.
Come on out, you fucking bitch!
Stormy looks to each side of her.
Where the fuck are you?
As Stormy says this, from behind her, on top of the SUV, the dog jumps off the roof, tackling Stormy. She lands headfirst, smashing her head on a rock. Hammer looks down at Stormy as life is escaping her.
Help me.
Sorry.
10 yards behind Stormy, the dog stares down Hammer. It growls. Hammer aims his rifle. It jams. The dog runs towards Hammer. Stormy reaches her hand up towards Hammer. Hammer begins to put his arm out and then quickly turns around and runs. The dog gives chases, jumping on Stormy's head, crushing it on a rock. Hammer runs as fast as he can, but the dog is catching up. Instinctually, Hammer chucks his rifle at the dog. Bam! The rifle hits the dog with the butt end, and the dog scurries away, retreating in pain. Hammer smiles, watching this as he continues to walk forward. He turns his head around, once again looking forward. He sees A pack of wild dogs waiting for him, snarling. Hammer stopped dead in his tracks. He puts his arms up like he's innocent, trying to calm the dogs. He takes 2 soft steps backwards and then turns to run away. As he hits his first step, roar! The original dog jumps on him, mouth agape. As Hammer realizes what's about to happen to him, we smash the black.
Yeah.
Show starts with the main character venting about dating. The men are dogs, untrustworthy, deceitful. She just wants someone to be honest and direct with her. No BS. And give me my flowers.
One last date, girl. This is my last date for maybe forever. I know you're gonna try to be all positive and say the next one will be better. Your husband's still on his way finding you. Nah, he gave up, or he died, or he never existed in the first place. Who has time for this? I'm working full time, working out to please who? This car is paid for by this rent is paid for by who? Maybe this is a love story between me, myself, and I. Technically, that's a throuple, so my plate runneth over. I don't even have space for whoever this deadbeat is trying to act like he's here to make my life better. Does that make sense? Like, I'm all I need? I'm the full package. Period. No other punctuation. And I'm wasting all my time acting like something is missing. But something is missing. Just a companion to be beside me through all the ups, because I've had a lot of ups, and beside me through the downs. Who knew I would feel so empty with each of my accomplishments? All because I wanted a man to see me winning. Smile and cheer with each award, each promotion, each big step in my life. When my secretary seems so much happier because she has a family. Well, guess what, Mercedes? Your husband popped up on my dating app. So yeah, that was a bad example. I guess all my dates weren't that bad. John was a good kisser, but he forgot to mention he was married to Mercedes. Esteban loved salsa dancing, but he also liked stealing my wallet.
Checks her purse is still on her side like a vivid memory of getting jacked.
Others had so many good qualities with less obvious setbacks. One had a few kids. One just snored. One had bad credit. One was allergic to almost every food in the world, and still he somehow found the one speck of peanut dust and had to take an ambulance home. Damn, I hope he's okay. I wish I could just combine all the good traits in each of them, pick all the parts that made me smile, and lose the other shit. Like, here's a big ashtray to burn all the negatives and the BS and the lies. I know I sound like a broken record. This is the 11th time I've whined about the way that another guy is showing you his true self without having to say it in words. Well, why can't he just say it in words? Like, just be upfront with all the BS from the beginning? I can handle it at this point. I need a man to be 100% honest with me today, not on the 5th date, not when I'm catching you cheating, not when I'm falling in love with you and dreaming about marrying you and you suddenly change your number.
Kicks the ashtray over, surreal effect. Lights flicker, flash, light crackling type of sound.
And give me my flowers. Anyway, girl, I guess you're busy or in the bathroom, so I'm just leaving you this message on the way to my last date. For real. Bye. Smooches. I'll call you after.
A surreal event happens as she walks into the restaurant. Her wish is granted, and the rest of the night, she will get honesty and flowers from everyone she interacts with. The end.
Interior NRA office. A hazy office with a hazy winter sun shining through slits in the blinds. Wade, how do you say it? La Liberté sits comfortably in the shadow of his blood-red leather chair, backlit against the window. There are rifles of various eras on the walls, along with the heads of deers, elk, zebra, and a bear. Gabriel Shepherd sits in a chair across the desk with a scotch in hand.
We are not responsible. We cannot be held liable. There are simply certified insane people out there who are going to commit these tragedies no matter what.
I know. I get it. I don't blame the car manufacturer when someone gets hit by a car.
Exactly. Remarkably, you do get it, like the other parents involved. Why is that, Mr. Shepherd?
Well, Mr. La Liberté, sir, I guess I always grew up around guns. Well, my father always took me hunting in the woods as a kid. I was a pretty good shot even at an early age.
You appreciate all my trophies?
Oh, very much, sir. Safari?
Kenya, Madagascar, Northern Alaska, Mozambique. All before the embargo and the Endangered Species Act. Blah, blah, blah. They're grandfathered in. But please go on.
Yeah, I guess. Thank you. I guess I always used to have. I guess I'm always used to having guns. I was always used to having guns around growing up, and I don't see them as a threat like the other parents do. I see them as a means of protection.
My soldiers tell me that you're a registered Democrat. How do you square that?
Well, I didn't never really pay all that much attention to politics, to be honest. My ex-wife, the mother of my boy kind of convinced me to vote for this new guy, Obama, in the primary in 2008 and really stick it to Hillary because she and I really hate that bitch and her husband.
Yeah, lock her up.
Lock her up, exactly. But in order to vote Obama in the primary, I had to be registered as a Democrat. So I just never got around to changing my registration since.
That makes perfect sense. Would you consider changing your party affiliation now?
Why, sure, I guess.
Well.
I'm just curious, Mr. La Liberté, why you were interested in meeting with me personally. I know you didn't bring me up here to discuss my political affiliation.
Yeah. I like you, Gabriel. That's why I brought you here. I saw your press conference the other day when you said only a good guy with a gun could have prevented this tragedy. The looks at all the parents' faces, that was priceless. You have lived, you have the lived experience of knowing that that's a weird word. You have the lived experience of knowing that if school had been protected by a gun owner with a good heart, all those children might still be alive.
I believe that with all my heart.
I know you do. I know the immeasurable loss you've suffered. Dylan?
Yes, sir, Dylan.
Dylan will always be with you for the rest of your days. And one day, when you return to be with him, and join him in our Creator. I truly believe that.
Stands.
I was praying here in my office the other day, Mr. Shepherd, when an angel must have whispered into my ear good tidings about you. You appeared to me on a golden path, and suddenly it became clear. I want to have you on board, Gabriel.
On board?
Yes. You've been the greatest advocate for our organization in a position that every man, woman, teacher, principal, security guard in every school across this nation should be armed. It's the only sane solution for a complete insane world. The beautiful thing is you came to this conclusion organically, quite on your own, even in the face of your own personal tragedy. When you can't buy that authenticity, when you talk, people listen. I think you could move the dial on this national conversation. I would like to offer you a personal position as our spokesperson for our organization.
Well, Mr. La Liberté, I'm truly honored, but I have a job that I need to get back to. They've been very generous giving me time off to grieve and...
Quit. What are they paying you? 60, 70 grand a year? I'll triple it. I want you, Gabriel. Network appearances, The View, Joe Rogan, conventions, gun shows. Get the vote out efforts. Appearances before Congress. In fact, I want you to start setting up meetings with senators and congressional members while you're here in Washington.
Well, this is too good to be true.
Well, play your cards right. There's no telling where you might end up one day in this town, Gabriel. Most of these Republican senators got here because they had rich daddies, but they're mostly degenerate closet cases. Adderall and coke addicts and can't shoot a gun for shit. They can talk good family values, game. They can't walk the walk. You have the ability to turn your personal tragedy of your son, God rest his soul, into something bigger. Something that matters, something that gives life, cut down way too short. Meaning, purpose, a part of God's plan, and maybe even prevent the next tragedy.
I'll do it, Mr. La Liberté.
Shakes hands.
The other parents are going to lose their minds over this decision. My ex-wife, too.
No matter what, Gabriel, we'll afford you a 24-hour protection. Assign your bodyguard, a former Secret Service agent working in private security.
Their conversation is interrupted by the sounds of a protest outside the window. Pots, pans, chants, and a bullhorn.
What's that sound? Is that a protest?
Cockroaches. Sometimes I think the Second Amendment should trump the First.
Yeah, probably discontented people as well.
That's it.
The Ages of Man by Rafael Guisado, translated by Gigi Guisado. Las Edades del Hombre, Colombia, 1940. This project is supported in part by the Nevada Arts Council and the National Endowment for the Arts. Day 1, Childhood. Broadcast on the National Radio, November 20th, 1940. Characters: Juan, Maria, Catalina, Julia, Beggar. A modest-looking house. Inside a small, tastefully decorated living room. Near the window, Julia and Maria.
A little alms for the love of God.
I don't have any.
I beg you, little girl, I haven't eaten anything today.
Told you I don't have any.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do have it. Good man.
Oh, may God repay you, girl.
It's nothing.
These 2 cents will shine in your life like stars.
Thank you.
2 wings outstretched towards happiness.
How beautiful.
God be with you, girl. Don't forget my words.
God be with you, good man.
But Maria, you gave him all the money you had.
I stayed poor like him.
You're crazy.
But I have 2 stars and outstretched wings.
Fool.
Give me a little alms.
Silly fool. Now you don't have anything to buy candy.
But I have 2 wings and 2 stars.
Juan enters.
Papa, do you know what Maria did?
What?
She gave away the 2 cents you had given her to buy candy
To who?
to a beggar on the street.
Very well done, Mia.
Papa, would you give me a little alms?
There you go, Mia.
Thank you. These 2 cents will shine in my life like 2 stars.
What are you saying?
What the beggar said to me.
Now you go and go. Oh, sorry.
Papa, now are you going to buy candy?
No.
Why not?
I don't like it anymore. I don't feel like it anymore. I gave my candy to the little man on the street.
And what are you going to do with what Papa gave you?
I don't know. Save it?
Fool.
Don't call her that.
Papa, do you want to explain something to me?
I'd be happy to.
How will I make these 2 pennies turn into stars?
Why don't you go play with Julia?
I don't want to. Explain to me what I asked you.
It's just that.
Don't you know?
Yes, Mija, it's that. Look, here comes your mom who will explain it to you better.
Catalina enters.
What is it you want, Maria?
Mama! Yes. You can tell me why your eyes look like stars. A poor man turned your pennies into light too, right?
But
Say yes.
I don't understand.
I gave my 2 pennies to a poor person, and he told me they would shine in my life like 2 stars. How do I make that happen?
It is a miracle of every day and every hour. Come here. Look. Do you see that star?
The one that twinkles there by the tip of your finger?
Yes. That one that looks at you steadily and greets you with friendly winks. Don't you wish it was yours?
Oh, yes.
Well, it's not difficult.
What do I do?
Wish for it and be worthy of it.
How?
Each day, a star falls from the sky and comes to hide in the arms of a girl like you. It jumps through space with the capricious steps of a goat, always attracted by the desire of those who wait for it and deserve it. Before, the sky was full of stars. You couldn't even see even one blue or black space. When they got tired of shining, they would hide for a moment behind a cloud and clean the crystal of their light in the gases. Little by little, the stars had become escaping to the earth. One day, a little girl gave alms to a beggar who passed by the door of her house, and he, who was a prodigious magician, promised to pay her the brilliance of a star that would leave space when the little girl had completed all of the conditions to deserve it. Be good, be loving, be organized. Learn to think about tomorrow, which is the day the star finishes its journey on the long and rugged route that separates heaven from earth.
And does it come by day or by night?
By night, when the girl is asleep, it penetrates the closed windows and illuminates the whole room.
And for you, the star will arrive tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yes, when you've completed what your mom has told you. So think of it always. Wish for it ardently, with passion and with faith, and deserve it. Receive each of the rays that ascend you every night and guard them like a treasure. Little by little, with each of those beams of light, you will form your star.
Then tomorrow is not tomorrow.
Tomorrow is later. When the time is right. Tomorrow is the moment when you least expect it. The instant when you have fulfilled the promise made and filled the deep vessel with good things.
And the first girl? How did she do it?
She hoped and persevered with patience and firmness. Everything that you yearn for will be realized one day if you know how to ask for it and you deserve to achieve it. You too are going to conquer the star. Jealousy guard the rays of light, hide the glimpses she sends you from the heavens, and that are the signs of breath. The first girl was disorganized, like you are on occasion, because little ones don't know that tomorrow exists. And what she had, she let go, as if life were a river with a wide channel where you can catch the water of things just by dipping your fingers in the current.
But there are days of drought. The anguish of summer retakes the channel and narrows the waters, converting them to a tenuous thread, poor and silent. Then he who hasn't known to treasure reserves in the winter, suffers from thirst, and doesn't find relief.
But the star?
The star, too, can grow tired of sending its rays to you. One day, if you haven't known to be farsighted, and you have wasted your effort and distracted your desire, the star will burn out, and you will never have lights that illuminate the path of life through your eyes.
The first girl was slovenly, and when the poor man who passed by her door told her she would receive a prize for her good deed, she discovered an unknown path of order.
Which one?
The one you are seeing now. Have you missed the 2 pennies?
No.
Papa, give them back.
And are you going to spend them on candy?
She doesn't want to. She says she gave the candy to the beggar.
And that doll that opens and closes her eyes. says mommy and daddy and feels like a little person. Do you still want that?
Yes. Ophelia has one like that, and her tia gave it to her. She didn't know Mama. She don't know Mama all the things it does. Am I saying that right? You don't know Mama all the things it does. Imagine she has dresses and shoes and a bow on her head. Her hair is blonde and her eyes are blue.
Would you like to have her?
Yes.
And wouldn't you be prouder than Ophelia if instead of it being given to you, you could buy it yourself with your own money?
I only have these 2 cents.
But you could have more.
How?
By saving part of we give you. Imagine that your doll is another star. Because all of the wishes you had, if they are good and they refer to beautiful things, are like stars that want to come and accompany you. And you must, likewise, try to bring them to you with the same methods you are going to use to conquer what twinkles on high during the night.
And I will come to have all of the money that I need to buy the doll?
Surely. If you had started saving when you saw what Ophelia has, you would have already had a large part of what you are missing to fulfill your wish.
Mama, do you want to save these 2 cents for me?
I would be happy to, but it would be better for you to save them yourself.
No, I would spend them.
It's necessary for you to decide between your passing cravings and your deep desire. And if I were the one saving the money, I would be the same person making the decision, taking away merits from your work.
Then
when you save the candy from a party to eat it the next day, where do you hide it?
No, I won't tell you because then you'll take it from me.
Oh, for God's sake.
Fine, I'll tell you.
Well,
in secret.
Okay. Well, in that same place, you could save your pennies.
And if they get lost?
Are you very determined to gather what you need to buy the doll?
Yes.
Well, I will give you a piggy bank to guard your savings.
And you will see how, without realizing it yourself, soon you will be rich. So rich that you can have what you want. Your doll.
And that's what it is to be rich?
Yes. No, you won't be able to buy it all the time. You won't have the doll with the tricycle and the skates. But being rich, in reality, is just the power to satisfy a wish when the only way to do it is by spending money. The rest has another name. Avarice, the lack of imagination or smallness of spirit. Why are you crying, Julia?
What's the matter, Julia?
Julia, why are you crying?
Come here, my daughter. Come.
Mama.
Tell me, what's going on?
I also want.
What do you want?
I also want a star.
A star?
Yes, like Maria. I also want a star of light.
Well, you have it. Don't worry.
But you already told Maria it was for her.
There are so many stars in the sky. There's one for every girl, I assure you.
Mama. Oh, show Julia another one like mine. Pale and white, shiny and still.
Yes. Look at that one. Do you see it? The biggest in that group of 6.
The one in the center?
Yes. The others surround her as if she were a queen, and they all play together, each one waiting for the girls of earth to call them. Poor little stars. If you only knew how weary they get far away when there's no one to look at them.
They run in a circle every night to distract from the loneliness and call the attention of the other girls. Each time a little girl is born, a star is born as well, and one is not happy if it doesn't seek the company of the other. And don't be afraid, Julia. You have yours too. There it is waiting for you, mellow and glittering, ready to come to you on a carriage of white clouds pulled by 6 baby goats.
Like mine?
Yes.
And to get there, where does it go?
Well, first, by the castle of Prince Blue, a mansion of pink and gold, where the boy prince plays with birds of 1,000 colors, with books of living pictures, and with his 12 little brothers with dark eyes and angel wings. Later, to the White House, where the fairies live, dressed in breezes and flower petals, And there, in the great book of live papyrus, they read the merits of the good girls and know if they have been deserved yet and can come to sleep on each of the girls' chests, or if they must still wait for the hour to arrive when they will fall to the earth between dreams of light, sliding down the smooth curve of a rainbow.
Papa, will you give me 4 cents?
4?
Yes. 2 to give to the beggar when he comes back, and 2 for me to save and buy my star.
And you don't want a doll too?
Later. First, I want the star.
And you won't buy candy.
Later. First, I want the star.
And the clown marionette who plays a violin?
Later. When I have the star sleeping on my chest.
Julia, come on. I'll show you my hiding place for keeping our savings to buy the things that you and I want.
I'll give you a piggy bank too, Julia.
And every time we deposit something in them, will you tell us a story and tell us how much we need for the stars to come?
Yes.
And will you also tell us when they start traveling? And when they arrive at the Prince's Palace? And when they arrive at the House of the Fairies?
Yes, we will know their every move because the fairies come to tell the parents of the good girls. That's how we know. All you're trying to hide from us when you think your parents will punish you for doing something wrong.
Is that how you knew the lamp in the bedroom had shattered?
Yes.
And is that how you knew I hadn't done my homework yesterday?
That's how. Now do you see? It's useless to want to hide things from your parents.
And that's how we will know when you have spent the money you have on foolish things when you're saving it to bring the star.
I swear to you.
I swear.
Yes, yes. We already know that from now on you will both exercise good judgment.
Now, while homework time approaches, you can go play with your friends.
Okay, see you then, Mama.
See you then, Papa.
Maria and Julia exit.
Our 2 daughters.
The 2 stars that light up your life and mine.
2 wings outstretched toward happiness.
From far off, you hear the round of the girls.
I want a star.
Like the sun above.
That brightens my life.
With beams of red light.
My childhood is lulled.
By cribs softly lit.
While the soft moon tones
illuminate my skin.
I want
guardian angel
on wind and golden wings.
One silent night.
My star she will bring.
I want.
All right, sitting. The main room of a small cabin on the shore of Bonnie Lake, Alaska, late February 1971. Jim in a spotlight.
He had chopped his way in using one hand. He only had one hand. That's why. Found a place to homestead next to a lake and build a cabin. He had a wife. He named the lake after her, Bonnie Lake. I was in awe. He was a man who could roll a Sir Walter Raleigh with one hand. The cabin was always warm and smelled of home, kind of like good-smelling dirty socks. We'd crunch out onto the lake. Crunch, 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 crunch. Gotta get the whore board out. Woo, 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 woo. Bend down and scoop the chips away. Colder than the dickens. Ice getting mushier and mushier. Break through. Now gotta get the glove off and get all that ice out of the hole. Whew, that is cold. Make a little pile of slurpy ice. No fun, absolutely no fun. Herman with the twinkle in his eye couldn't help but smile. I couldn't help but smile.
Scene 1, an announcer, light semi-dark, Herman by the radio, basketball game blasting. Smith down to Jones in the corner, back out to Smith, holds the ball, looks into Ledbetter, back over to Jones, shot up, off the back of the rim. Lathrop controls the rebound. That's Bush over to McKenzie, who brings it up.
Herman!
Off stage, Bonnie.
Coming to bed?
No answer. Lathrop of Fairbanks is dominating the game, Steve. Lights to dark, scene 2.
Time to rise, son. You have a little accident there? It's okay, boy.
Sorry.
It's okay, boy. Hang that bag upside down, she'll air out.
Bacon's ready. I'm throwing it out.
Ain't throwing nothing out.
Get the table set, Jim.
Yes, sir.
Jim scrambles into his clothes, takes a sleeping bag out the door to hang outside.
We got rainbows waiting for us. That Holtz was chummed up good last night.
Jim re-enters and sets the table. Herman rolls a cigarette.
Jim, get the silver out.
Yes, sir.
Too slow. You're slower than your mother. Herman, what's the temp out there?
7 above.
Shirt sleeve weather.
Dan Smokin enters with a platter of bacon, eggs, and toast.
All right, get your asses over here.
Herman picks up some binoculars.
What are you staring at, old man?
Some son of a bitch just pulled in down there.
Don't shoot him now. Let's eat some eggs. Get on over here.
Herman unwinds his legs, stands, checks the potbelly stove, then sits at the dining table. Boy eats hungrily. Dan serves up Herman.
How many you want?
I ain't hungry, just some coffee.
How many you want, damn it?
Coffee's fine, Dan.
I said, how many, damn it?
Give me 1.
Dan serves him.
What kind of appreciation I get slaving in the kitchen, cooking you breakfast. What do you want, that son of a bitch in bed?
Jim continues to chow down.
Well, the human vacuum cleaner will eat him up. Jesus Christ, Jim, slow down.
Doing fine, boy.
The son of a bitch eats me out of house and home.
Doing fine, boy.
Herman picks up binocs.
Damn state ruined this place.
That's called Congress, old man.
All these assholes come in, litter up the place, come down here, bothering me.
Until you run them off. That's not very hospitable.
Yeah, I can see you want me to whip your ass in the game of crib first thing in the morning, huh?
Oh, man, I taught you how to play the game.
You couldn't make pimples on my ass.
You senile old bastard. If you wasn't such a stubborn, mean old German, you might be able to play.
Herman coughs a long, rasping cough. Dan is still smoking.
Those damn coffin nails. When are you going to give those things up?
Herman returns to the window table, begins rolling another.
Jesus H. Christ, going to have to whip you before you die. Get the board out.
Dan sits at the window table. Jim continues to eat. Dan takes out a deck of cards and takes a cut.
All right, cut your death.
Herman reaches over the deck and cuts an ace.
You're too easy.
You lucky SOB.
$2?
The usual. I don't want to be stealing money from an old man.
Lights begin to fade.
Son of a bitch. What kind of deal is this?
Yeah, you might as well get your wallet out like taking candy from a baby.
Scene 3. Herman and Jim enter cabin.
Get over by the stove, boy. Here, let me help you with them boots. A little nippy out there, huh? That wind will sure get you.
Jim struggles to hold back tears as circulation begins to return.
You got yourself a nice couple of nice rainbows. You're getting that ice fishing down.
Thank you, sir.
Told you about that sir shit.
Herman stokes up the potbelly stove.
Listen to your game the other night. You played good.
Against Fairbanks?
Yeah.
They're pretty tough.
Jim winces, his hands and feet thaw out.
You did good, son.
Dad didn't think so.
He's your dad.
Herman pats the boy on the back.
I think I got some hot chocolate around here somewhere. Here, let me see.
Herman goes to the kitchen. Jim wipes tears from his face. Lights fade to semi-black. Jim in spotlight.
I saw the lake below me. White. Super white. The drone of the plane was a steady monotone. The brightness of the ice was warm. It gave me a cheery feeling. The plane landed and we jumped out. A caribou ran by. I stood not knowing what to do. I smelt gunfire and just stood. The caribou seemed to jog by in slow motion. They didn't know what was going on either. Then everything was still, just breathing. We walked to the kill. Young Bull stared up at me. Both of us were in the wrong place.
Lights return to full. Herman returns with a mug of chocolate. Jim sips.
Thank you, Herman.
Herman smiles, returns to the window table and crosses his legs, starts to roll one and looks at Jim's back. He smiles. Sound of snow machine roaring up to the entrance. Dan enters, begins to disrobe.
Herman, you did a piss poor job getting those fish ready for us.
Hey, your boy got a couple.
I don't want to hear about it.
A mighty fisherman strikes out.
How many did you pull up, old man?
Dan gets a couple of beers.
Shit, come all the way from Anchorage. You didn't even catch cold.
Why'd you head in? Why'd you two head in?
Hey, we're walkers. Don't have a fancy snowmobile.
You're spoiling the boy. That's what's going on.
That windshield's pretty stiff, Dan.
It ain't that cold. When you gonna toughen up, Jim? Get those damn fish and get them cleaned up.
Yes, sir.
Jim scrambles into his boots and goes outside to get the 2 rainbows.
I'm beginning to wonder about that boy. I bring him up here, and I might as well be babysitting.
Jim returns with fish and goes to the kitchen to clean them.
And take that damn sleeping bag down! I can't believe you're still pissing the bed. You need a good ass kicking for that shit.
Jim goes back outside to get the bag.
The son of a bitch is 16 years old. The damn junior high school is still pissing the bed.
Herman puffs calmly on his cigarette. Jim returns with bag and begins rolling it up.
Let the son of a bitch dry before you roll it up! Holy shit!
Jim returns to kitchen.
Give me another beer, Jim.
Jim brings in a beer, returns to kitchen.
Now, your boy did a good job against Lathrop last week.
He has it tough walking and chewing bubble gum at the same time. I couldn't even make him a marble player. Get off the board. I want my $2 back.
I'll take all donations.
Herman puts pegs on the board, takes cards out of the box. I'm due
to skunk you.
Just the cards.
Herman wins deal again.
Son of a bitch.
I always look forward to your visits.
He starts to shuffle deck. Lights begin to fade.
What are you trying to do? Wear those cards out?
Herman coughs and continues to shuffle. Lights fade to black. Scene 4. Dan and Herman at dining table playing cards, feeling no pain.
Jim! Get your ass up, Jim! Get your ass up now! Get over here!
Yes, sir.
Give me 25 perfect fingertip push-ups.
Yes, sir.
Get that back straight, head up, count them, damn it!
7, 8.
Get that
9,
ass down. Remember to breathe.
20, 21.
All the way down, chest to the floor.
25.
Good job. Now give me a beer, one for Herman.
I'm fine.
Get him a beer, damn it.
Herman rolls another. Jim, rubbing fingers, goes to the kitchen. Dan dishes up a little snack from the dinner leftovers that are still on the table. Herman calmly puffs cigarette, looks at stove, sits down. Jim returns with open beers.
Jesus, Herman, you got it hotter than 80s in here. Jim, open that door.
Jim goes to the door and cracks it.
What's the temp out there?
14 below, Dad.
Shit. Our car will be all froze up.
Yeah, you should have brought the battery in with you.
Well, now you tell me, you senile old man.
You dumb shit executive, all that book learning, no common sense. Couldn't screw in a light bulb. Probably can't take the battery out your car, can you? Can't operate a crescent wrench.
If you were a good host, you go get the battery for me and get her warmed up.
It'll be a cold day in hell.
Hey, yeah, I mean, old man. Do you remember the night you and I and, was that Horton or King Bell?
It's both of them.
By God, it was. We all went down to Thompson's cabin to roust him and have a beer. It was only one cold mother beer. Shit must have been 40 below that night. What in the hell were we thinking about?
It was your idea, you big dumb.
The hell it was. You and that asshole neighbor of yours, King Bell, wanted to go riding on a few new machines.
Look, I didn't have nothing to do with King Bell, that crazy son of a bitch. I wish you didn't have that cabin next door. You're the one that wanted to go snow marshing. Had to show off your new Polaris.
That was a hell of a night. Old Horton got lost. Took a wrong turn, went down that ravine, damn near killed himself.
Dan barely able to tell the story because he's laughing so hard.
we wondered where the hell down there. He got to Thompson, and damn, he was pissed. And he finally made it back there before, and then he ran out of gas.
We must look for him there now.
Yeah, and he was carrying the damn beer. Shit was frozen solid. Jim, you remember the time we went to Parliament hunting on the upper lake?
Yes, sir.
I never saw a bird stand there or wait to be shot like that one. How many times did you shoot that poor bird?
Quite a few, Dad.
Quite a few. You must have gone through a whole lot of shells in every conceivable position invented. It was a miracle the sun didn't go down on us.
That 22 wasn't much, Dan.
Excuses.
And Snow Machine roars up and shuts down.
Who in the hell? Shit, that's that King Bell. It's that crazy neighbor of yours, Herman.
Pounding at the door.
Yeah, he must have run out of beer. Yeah!
Cling Bell enters.
I heard you boys clear down in my place, so I thought I might come up. Can a man find something to drink around here?
Jeb, get us all one.
Dan's demeanor shifts 180 degrees. Klingbeil finishes disrobing. He's wearing a 357 strapped to his leg. Herman eyeballs him.
She told that pea shooter for.
Jim comes in with beer and sets him on the table and makes his way back to his sleeping bag. Klingbeil sits.
Never know when you might need it.
Dan and Herman look at each other.
Let's play some three-handed.
Well, I ain't in the mood to get screwed out of any money.
He takes a big swig of beer.
You already screwed me out of my paycheck.
Oh,
Room is quiet. Another big swig.
Let's just leave business back in town.
Well, that's easy for you to say. You and your boy come up here for a little weekend getaway. I got family to take care of. Some friend you are. You testified against me. That little bitch had it coming. Nobody's going to talk to me that way.
You can't slap a sixth grader.
He balled his fist at me.
You don't rough up a student.
Hey, you need to be taught a lesson.
A teacher doesn't teach that way.
Oh, I'm lost here. It's not working anymore. There we go. How's this go? Okay. You're just a dumbass principal.
Dan takes a deep breath.
I did all I could for you.
You sure the hell did. You fired my ass.
That was the third damn incident.
Now, why don't you take your crazy ass out of here?
Crazy? You mean displays an unprofessional lack of self-control when dealing with discipline problems in a school setting, don't you? That's what you put on my pink slip, wasn't it? I'll show you sons of bitches crazy.
Klingbeil removes pistol from holster and points it at Herman and shoots his cigarette from his lips. Then points it at Dan, who hurriedly puts his cigarette out. Klingbeil then looks over at Jim.
I don't smoke, Mr. Klingbeil.
Room is motionless as an invalid lady enters from kitchen on a walker.
Mr. Klingbeil, I believe it's time for you to go home.
Oh, sorry, Bonnie. I didn't mean to disturb you. I thought you was living in town now.
No, I came back here to die in peace.
Yes, ma'am.
Klingbeil departs, grabbing coat. Snow machine roars off. Room is still.
You boys get this place cleaned up now.
Yes, ma'am.
No, not you, honey. You get to sleep now.
Yes, ma'am.
Jim gets in a sleeping bag. Bonnie takes a hard look at Dan and Herman, then turns and returns to her room as they begin to clean up. Lights fade to semi-black as men continue to clean. Spotlight up on Jim, who is now standing downstage.
A cabin puffs smoke next to a snowy lake. A welcome sight to hungry travelers. Warmth and friendship await all those young chichacos willing to throw a log on the fire. For the days are short in the land of the midnight sun.
Lights fade to black. End.
Yeah. That was Wanderlust. I'm sorry. Jazz, the swankiest motherfucker that ever lived. Black male 40s. Helen, a haunted beauty, launched 1,000 ships, female 30s. And Dio, a wine-drunk wanderlustier, male late 30s. Lights up in the dimly lit corner of a miserable hipster bar. A bright overhead light illuminates a black cocktail table. The walls are deep burgundy. There's a Johnny Cash poster framed in black wood, flipping off the observer with cash written in thick white letters beside. Acid jazz plays in the near distance, somewhat muted. The table sits in the light alone for a moment peacefully. Enter Jazz, smoothly gliding toward the table, almost floating in perfect rhythm with the moment. He eyes the scene. He takes in the side of a cocktail table like that of a woman, starting with the legs and working all the way up to the supple round tabletop.
I don't mean to interrupt. You have to be having yourself quite a lovely moment. Please proceed while I procure the perfect piece to place upon your precious top.
Jazz crosses, sliding his finger along the edge of the table sensuously, and exits the opposite side of the bar. The lights shift and illuminate the bar seats, black metal frames holding up a burgundy seat with burgundy chairbacks, punctuated with golden studs. It feels romantic. The music fades to a whisper. Enter Helen. She circles the table at the edge of the light, almost afraid to reveal her beauty.
Isn't it funny, darling? I actually reached for my phone when you called out for me just now. I even felt it vibrate, or thought that I had. Feeling this tiny phantom signal shaking my skin, a sensation of a vibration created erroneously, yet experienced just as tangibly. I won't lie to you. I enjoyed it. I enjoy you. Dangerous to indulge in too often, but in small doses, you do something to me. Something sexy, something dark, something raw.
Helen steps into the light, which shines brighter in her presence. Even the furniture seems struck at the sight of her. The walls bend somewhat toward her as she closes in on the tabletop, tracing her fingers in the opposite direction of Jazz.
I'd love to stay with you, to sit. Yet I fear it might be too early for all that, Jazz.
Jazz enters, circling the edge of the light in the opposite direction of Helen.
It is never too early for Jazz, baby. You can trust me on that. See, I knew that I'd find you here, hoping to be found, glittering like a diamond in a coal mine, looking so fine a man might just beg for benevolence by way of blindness to bear beholding such beauty. It almost hurts to look at you, baby, and I'm a-looking. It could be dangerous for a man like me to look at you the way I'm doing it. A lot of folks wouldn't like it, seeing me, seeing you. Well, they would like it, but they would pretend not to, until their private moments of shameful self-pleasure. There's something beautiful in that, if you ask me. Beautiful, like you. Dangerous, like you. Those are the ones that would rather hate me for looking at you than hate themselves for looking at me. They look at us even now. You feel that? Taking in just how fucking good we look when looked upon. May I?
Jazz takes one of his 2 drinks and sets the circular base in the exact middle of the round tabletop.
Oh, I don't need a drink.
Oh, it's not for you. It's for her.
They both step away and look at the table admiringly.
That is a fine drink.
That is a fine glass. The drink inside will never be tasted by this table, and yet, without it, someone might mistake it for just an empty glass in need of being removed.
Which it would be if that were the case.
True, it would be, but it isn't.
Empty?
Not in the only real moment. This moment.
It is a delicious moment.
Made to be indulged.
Experienced.
Consumed.
Devoured. Depleted. Destroyed. Devastated.
The lights shift once again to the original lighting, and Jazz pulls out one of the seats.
May I?
Helen sits. Jazz lingers intimately behind her.
No reason to be sad about tasting the fruit of life. What is experienced is never destroyed, never lost. It is no less real than you were before you experienced it. Eternally weaved into the web of wiggles that shakes you into this world, into this moment.
The only moment.
And a perfectly pleasing picture, punctuated poignantly this precious space.
I thought you were going to say place.
Is that what you're thinking about?
You have a way with words. I'm Helen.
Words mainly muddle the message, meagerly meandering among man-made definitions. I'm Jazz.
You speak like melody. Just as I think I know the tune, you shift it.
I let it find what it wants to be as it becomes it. Sometimes the right note is the wrong note.
It's striking, uncomfortable.
I am not to be experienced for your comfort.
I am not to be experienced for your comfort.
Oh, I like that. Where'd you hear it?
A wise man said it to me.
If you decide to remember me, don't let it be for my wisdom.
Jazz slides his finger down Helen's arm softly.
My touch is real. You don't need words or wisdom to experience it. It is.
Jazz stands suddenly.
Until it is not. This place, it calls me to fill it with myself.
You don't owe anything to them.
Them? Oh, no. No. I do it for myself. It pleases me to please.
They don't appreciate you.
Well, I am not to be experienced for their appreciation.
I am not to be experienced for their appreciation.
I must return to it now, or I risk begging for blindness to endure your vision any longer.
My vision.
You are tangled inseparably from the experience of our moment. You are the walls that bend to you, the light that shimmers on your skin.
Jazz steps to the edge of the light once again.
You are the shadows around you that risk begging to be lit by your beacon.
Jazz reaches into the light for Helen's hand, which she takes. He kisses her hand.
Shine on.
Jazz releases her and slowly begins to exit.
I wish you would stay.
Sometimes the wrong note is the right note.
He glides away in a new direction, disappears. Helen sits at the light, slowly fades around her, illuminating only her face and the table. She picks up the glass at its center and pours it slowly onto the tabletop.
Drink up.
She considers the empty glass and places it back on the table.
You are such a pretty little thing. If only I could protect you from that. Somehow spare you the 1,000 sailing ships of expectation.
Helen places the glass back in the center of the table, and it's illuminated by her focus. A shadow moves across the stage and barely into the light, revealing Dio, who stands awestruck at her sight. He shifts awkwardly, catching the notice of Helen. He refers to the glass.
May I?
You may.
Dio grabs the glass.
It looks like somebody spilled their drink.
Sorry for the mess.
Do you mind?
If you hand me a towel, I can clean it myself.
Oh, no, dear. It would be my pleasure.
You don't have to.
A spilled drink is still a drink. It's just lost away a little. Or better yet, it's found its way to me at long last.
Dio slowly slurps the liquid on the table and continues slurping throughout the following.
You look ridiculous.
Well, I am ridiculous. You're ridiculous. Sitting next to this beautiful liquid, staring at some empty glass, denying the taste of something for the mere sight of something.
I didn't come here to drink.
Dio licks the table clean of the last of the liquid.
What did you come here to do?
I came here to think.
Oh, it's far worse for you, I can assure you of that, my dear. Here.
Dio pulls out an identical glass full of liquid and replaces the empty glass on the table. Exactly.
May I have that empty glass? I'm happy to pay for it. I don't want to get you in trouble.
It's all yours.
Dio smashes the glass on the tabletop and admires the sight.
If I'm being honest, I like it better this way. Don't worry about paying for it. I don't work here.
Then why did you...
We hear a glass break somewhere else across the bar.
Another glass lost its way. Oh, well. I must leave you now, dear. The beckon calls.
Before you go,
Yes.
I wanted to apologize.
Don't waste an apology on me, miss. I wouldn't find any use for it. See, unlike you, I came here to drink.
Bows.
A pleasure, madame.
Pleasure has a price. You don't know it yet, but I've ruined you. I just want you to know that I'm sorry for that.
Destroy me all you want, dear. Just promise not to waste good wine.
I didn't know it was wine.
You still don't. You just have my word for
Are you a man of your word?
it. I am. Although you just have my word on that as well. Ha!
Dio winks and exits to the direction of the broken glass. Helen looks at the table covered in broken glass.
To be honest, I like you better this way, too.
We hear a loud slurp off stage. The lights slowly fade to a focus on the broken pieces and they glitter on Helen's face. She picks up the unbroken glass and starts to sip from it, then considers it and slurps its contents instead. Lights shine unbearably brightly. Helen and the broken glass disappear, leaving only the filled glass in the center of the table. We hear the murmur of ghostly conversations that haunt this hipster bar, building slowly towards a cacophony. Dio enters cautiously, looking around nervously not to draw attention, but clearly in discomfort. The loud conversations allow him to comfortably release this pressure within. But just as he starts to let out a deep, reverberating fart, the conversations all stop. And the fart is the only sound heard. It fills the room in tandem with the lights rising, revealing Jazz sitting in one of the burgundy chairs.
Bless you.
I tried to spare the others from it.
This one is just for me then.
Oh, fear so. Do you like Jazz?
Oh, I don't really know him, but I dig on his vibe.
Jazz music. I mean.
Well, what is it you think I said?
Jazz.
Oh, that's delightful. You think of Jazz as a man. That is utterly fascinating.
I am Jazz.
Well, I hope not, dearie. Haven't you heard? Jazz is dead.
I'd probably be the first to know.
I'm Dio.
I'm Jazz.
Oh, isn't that delightful? Your name is Jazz. See, I heard you, but I wasn't listening.
Hearing jazz is passive. Listening to jazz is active. Jazz is to be experienced.
The music or the man?
Yes.
Oh, I like that. Let's do it then.
You're still talking. Action doesn't have time for words, my brother.
Jazz me then.
Dio grabs Jazz suddenly, pulling him off the chair into a light embrace.
Listen, man, I appreciate you, but this isn't my vibe.
Dio clings to Jazz tightly.
I loved it when you called me your brother just now. I've always wanted to have a black man say that to me, just like that. Vibe with me.
I'm not vibing this, my brother.
My brother. Oh God, it does feel so good. Oh yeah. I have a brother, and I don't even like it when he calls me brother. I don't want to be brothers with a white man. I want to be brothers with a black man. Do you tango?
I'm more into jazz.
Well, self-adoration's one of my favorite qualities.
Jazz music.
Ha! I've done it again. Does jazz tango?
Jazz doesn't tango.
Dio immediately begins leading Jazz in a tango.
My vibe has made a liar of you, for if jazz doesn't tango, how then am I tangoing with jazz?
This is your vibe.
Call me your brother again.
My brother.
No, the whole thing, but with it at the end.
This is your vibe, my brother.
Don't dip me.
Jazz dips Dio, who hangs in his arms.
Oh, that was like an orgasm.
Can I pull you up?
Oh, Jazz, only you can let me down.
Dio slinks to the floor, looking up at Jazz.
Only you can let you down.
And look at where I have left myself, on the floor again. Would you care to join me?
I'm cool.
Oh, you really are. Black men are just so cool. White men are heat by comparison.
Yeah, I don't like to compare myself with others.
Yeah, see, that is why you're fucking cool. There are no others to compare to anyway. Not really, not here. Now, there's just you and me. You, cool. Me, heat. See, without your cool, I would immolate. Without my heat, you would stay frozen in that bar chair.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty cool, my brother.
That feels so good.
Dio notices liquid on the floor beneath the table and slurps it up promptly.
You're a wild motherfucker, Dio.
Oh, thank you, Jazz. You are the coolest motherfucker I've ever seen in my entire bullshit life. I've seen you here before. We notice the women that are noticing you. I notice your notice of our notice. It makes me notice how unnoticed I am with a miss. Juxtaposed.
You ought to know you're pretty hard to miss.
And yet I am impossible to see if you aren't looking for me. Isn't that terrific? Come to me, my brother. Make a messy mess with me. Play me like the Jazz would play jazz. Blow me down.
I think you've had too much to drink, my brother.
I will never have too much to drink. I will never laugh enough. I will never taste enough. I will never go deep enough, far enough, strong enough, fast enough to find an end to my craving.
If you can't reach the itch, why bother scratching?
Fuck! Fuck, shit, fucking fuck! I am the fucking scratch. Don't you see? You're the itch. You're my itch. Get over here and get yourself scratchy, little itch. Make me your little itch, you dirty little itch. And inch your itch into me if you feel a pinch.
Jazz begins to leave.
I hope you found what you're looking for.
Just like you found me.
I wasn't looking for you.
And yet you see me, my brother.
The lights pinpoint only on Jazz.
I don't need you, though. I just want to take the edge off a little bit. It's hard when everyone looks at you like some projection of their own inadequacies. It's impossible to bear the weight of so much of their silence. Jazz is dead, and it's you that killed me, motherfucker.
The lights raise to find Dio missing and the full glass of liquid once more at the table. A hard light illuminates the poster of Johnny Cash.
Look at you, held up by my blackness. This strong black frame is what allows you to stick that fucking finger in my face. We hold you up, but have no place in the picture. Fuck me, Johnny boy. Fuck you, motherfucker. Look at yourself. Thinking you are a real one because you can stick your finger in my face with that white cash backing you up. Played your little tunes in a prison and it showed you something you think I don't know. Motherfucker, this is all my cage. Stepped in here and I'll rip you to fucking pieces. Give you the gift of having to thrive through suffering just like you all gave me. Difference is, you won't make it in here because you're just a little punk ass itch.
Dio crawls back into the scene at the feet of Jazz.
I'm your little itch, dearie. Just don't forget about him.
You know what?
Jazz grabs the glass, empties it in a single shot, and unbuckles his pants.
Suck my dick, itch.
My brother.
Lights fade, and lights remain slowly on the empty glass of the table, slightly askew. We hear a loud slurp. Helen enters and goes straight to the chair, sitting as if putting herself on display. As the lights take notice of her, they raise to brightness. Dio and Jazz have disappeared.
That's right. Look at me from across the room. Peddle your pathetic parts to please my pussy. Payoff, that's what you pretend to provide. That pathetic, pulsating prick pushing against your pants is the prize at the precipice of the path you poorly paved. Finding fear for the fact that your features are flaccid, fully forsaken of any friction freely found, pacified by the bitter truth that you built this, all of this, only for you, and yet somehow it still doesn't serve you. Mocked by the middle fingers of your phony heroes. See? Johnny Boy here gets it. He had everything you think you want and was killed by what you really want instead. Control. Controlled by something stronger that held the steering wheel while he rode in the driver's seat. Because this tough guy thought that driving is something other than the road, just pulling you along. I am stronger than every single one of you, but heaven forbid you admit it. You shove your insignificance into my folds until you squirt your filthy fears into me, and then you deflate. Because without your fears, what are you really? Without command, my miraculous body receives your goopy batch of fear and morphs it into life. Can you even comprehend that? Inseminated by your filthy secrets, which fuel our creation. Life, constructed by fear. It's terribly sad, of course, but what else could it be? Imagine what we could build if you filled my perfect glass with some other concoction. Come and taste of my perfection, you quarrelsome animals. I want to drink something new.
Dio enters on one side, Jazz the other, and they stand with drinks in hand.
Oh well, I guess you'll have to do. Sip me, slurp me, so long as you savor me.
Dio and Jess set their drinks on the table, and Helen pours them over herself.
You're probably discontented people as well.
Dio and Jazz pick Helen up preciously and carry her off stage. We hear the ghostly cacophony build once again, leading to a chorus of disappointed slurps and sighs. With a final unified sigh of release, the lights fade. End of play.
Awesome, man.
For love of purpose. And now I've killed again. That's what he was going to say, or something to that effect. Getting a bloody headache just thinking about it. Just let's get this damn thing over with. All right, it's time to wake up. Edgar, having some sense of where he is, but not quite, wakes up. Get your head straight, and let's get this over with.
I thought I'd heard the last of you a year ago.
Yeah, well, I thought I was done with what I needed to do, but I guess not. We were in position. We were ready for when the time came, and then you had to go and screw it all up.
You're the reason I've been having this anxiety recently. This hasn't been an issue.
Yeah, for about a year, right? When we finally cleared ourselves from outside distractions till you decided you wanted to try doing this dance again.
For a year, I was at peace, and now you decided to interfere with my life again.
Oh, no, not this time. This time I've put up with this bullshit too many times in the past, and I am sick of it.
No, I am sick of you causing me nothing but...
This time! This time, you're going to shut the hell up and listen to me, and you're going to actually listen to me.
Where's Zach?
Where do you think? God, he's tucked away in that prison in the back of your mind where you like to try and stick me all the time. You know, I was in there for a whole year. I had accepted it. The job was done. Where were you when you needed to be? Where were you? When were you going to be ready? So I just sat back and I waited. But you couldn't let a good thing stand, could you? So here I am, needing to be the ultimate voice of reason and of purpose.
You're nothing but a burden.
And you are nothing but a fucking child. You think the anxiety is me? You think I have that kind of power? Oh, heavens, no, it's you. It's you or your soul, or maybe, I don't know, you prefer to call it fate. That's why you've been on edge lately. That's why you feel restless. I'm not causing it, but I know what is, and so do you.
She is...
Circle gets the square. For a year, you had finally put aside this hopeless romantic in you. And there was peace. There was progress. You were becoming who you needed to be, your final form. You've been seeing visions, haven't you?
A flame, burning, death, hope, but hope we never see.
We need to be that hope. Not for ourselves, but for those around us, for those who come after. But you're not going to be able to do whatever it is you need to do when the time comes if you keep up these ridiculous notions of love.
Why does it have to be me and you? You don't even know what I'm supposed to do or when. All you've done is speak in mystery.
Because that's all I know, you fucking idiot! I have the same information that you do. I'm only bothering to try and interpret it. What you're trying to pursue isn't what you need to be doing. Your body, your soul knows that, and they are trying to tell us.
I just want peace and quiet.
Yeah, but that's not a chance that we get to make, is it? Look, whatever's going to happen, I'll be the first to tell you that I don't like it. Because whatever happens to you happens to me. And if whatever you do gets us maimed or killed, well, I am not overly enthused about having to be the plan. I like not being maimed or killed. Whatever it is, it's just not something we get to walk away from. And you're right. I don't know if what I'm saying is true or not, but I feel it. And so do you.
So what am I supposed to do?
There can't be any distractions. When the time comes, you have got to be willing to lay it all on the line. There can be no hesitation for the greater good, for a better world, for a place for her to live in. We know the problem. We know the solution. Cut off the head.
And see.
Cume Sport by Brianne Janae. Janae?
No.
Characters. You'll see Jen, Sasha, Cop, and something else. The sound of a car screeching to a halt, followed by a menacing thud.
We are not responsible.
Fuck. Holy fuck. Oh my god. Is he okay?
We are not responsible.
I hit him. I didn't see him. Did you see him? I didn't see him.
We are not responsible.
Okay. You said that. What do we do? Should we get out and help him?
No, just stay in the car. He could be dangerous.
He could be fucking dead.
He looked homeless.
Unhoused.
What?
You said homeless. You're supposed to say unhoused.
Okay, sorry. Unhoused. I'll call the cops.
An ambulance.
Huh?
An ambulance. You said the cops.
Cops, ambulance, what's the difference?
There's a huge difference.
Okay. The police. We're on Jones between Charleston and... What the fuck is that street? I don't know, just past the McDonald's. We were driving and this guy just walked in front of our car. Yeah, we hit him. He came out of nowhere. He seems like he had a death wish. I'm not sure. We're still in the car. Is he breathing?
I can't tell.
We're not sure. We're not really comfortable with that. He looks homeless.
Unhoused. What are they saying?
Okay, yeah. We'll wait here.
What did they say?
Cops are on the way.
Ambulance.
Whatever.
Should we be like giving him CPR or something?
Absolutely not. His neck could be broken, which we would just make it worse. Plus, I have no idea how to do CPR. Do you?
Oh my God. Am I going to jail?
You're not going to jail, okay? He walked right in front of us. There isn't a crosswalk or anything. He was jaywalking. Seriously, it seems like he was just trying to get himself killed.
A car honks behind them and they both jump.
Jesus Christ, go around. There's a body in the street. This guy just committed suicide on our car.
The voice is heard from the car behind them. Fucking selfish assholes. Some of us have jobs to get to. The other car is heard peeling off.
What an insensitive prick.
Yeah, read the room, asshole. We're traumatized over here.
I think I'm having a panic attack.
You're not having a panic attack.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm not then. That's not helpful.
Okay, sorry.
I can't stop thinking about the sound he made when he hit the car.
That was pretty brutal.
Oh, God.
Hey, look at me. Don't think about that. Let's just talk about something else until the cops get here.
I really feel like we should get out and help him.
That's not a good idea. I'm pretty sure he's dead. You don't want to touch him. It's like the crime scene. You don't want to get fingerprints on him.
It was an accident, not a murder. It's manslaughter or something, right? Please. It's not like it's a mystery who did it. I was clearly driving. I'm sure there are like street cameras or something. Oh, fuck. I'm going to jail. I can't go to jail. Will you take care of my dog while I'm in jail? Oh my God.
You're not going to jail, okay? You're not at fault. You probably did this dude a favor.
You sure about that? Do you want to switch seats before the cops get here? Exactly.
We hear sirens.
Holy shit. They're here.
Okay, let's get our story straight. He walked in front of the car. You didn't see him. Totally not our fault.
That is what happened.
Perfect.
An officer approaches the car.
Yeah, what's the problem here, ladies?
He walked in front of the car. It wasn't my fault. Please don't arrest me.
All right. Let's take a deep breath.
He needs an ambulance.
I'll be right back.
The cop walks away.
Jesus Christ! Calm the fuck down. You sound guilty as hell.
Cops make me nervous, and I may have just killed a man.
Cop returns.
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh my God.
It's all right. Don't cry.
I didn't mean to. That poor man. I killed him.
Now listen, I know this seems like really heavy right now, but just remember, we're not defined by our actions.
What?
I'm just saying, our actions don't define us, you murdered a man with your vehicle. I shot someone's dog last week, but it's not like who we are or anything like that, do you understand what I'm saying?
No!
Have you ever heard of Hume's Fork?
Is that a restaurant?
Basically, Hume's Fork says that either our actions are determined, in which case we are not responsible for them, or they are the result of random events, in which case we are not responsible for them.
Something about that sounds wrong.
What are you, like a philosophy major?
No, but...
So you're saying we're not responsible?
Exactly.
A man has died.
Yeah, I know. It's a real shame. We're going to have to block off this whole street. No one's going to be able to get into that McDonald's there.
The McDonald's?
Ah, shit, you're right. The Starbucks is totally fucked as well. Gonna be a lot of angry people this morning.
The homeless man has begun to rouse and approaches the cop. Did someone call me an ambulance?
Oh my God, it's alive! Unlock the car! Unlock the fucking car! You unlock that car right now!
Sasha unlocks the backseat of the car. The cop jumps in.
Drive! No, drive!
What?
Drive!
Oh my God!
Sasha slams the car to drive, striking the homeless man again.
Oh, yeesh. That was a close one. I thought I was going to have to shoot this guy like I shot that dog last week.
That was definitely a murder.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Nothing personal, but yeah, I'm going to have to arrest you two now.
For what?
I don't know, man. Kidnapping an officer, killing the unhoused guy.
You made us do that!
I know. But I got a quota to fill, and I'm not really sure how to explain this whole situation to my superiors.
Holy fuck. Are you
It
serious?
was intercom.
I lost place. Hold on. Yes, I'm serious. Sorry, guys.
No worries. I don't have a page number for you. Here.
Yeah, just
here.
Cop. Colon.
I pushed over instead of down.
Do you want to read off here?
Just like the police.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, requested backup officer is currently being kidnapped and possibly held hostage by a couple of unstable people.
You fucking bastard.
Probably. Discontented people as well. Right on to the next page. That was funny.
That was great. That was
Sorry,
fun.
I fucked up.